Have you ever stared into a screen and wondered, what's next? We've been promised a new world, a digital frontier called the Metaverse, a place where we can be anyone, do anything. Companies have poured billions into this dream, painting pictures of vibrant virtual worlds and endless possibilities. But here we are, in late 2025, and that grand vision feels distant, almost like a ghost. Today, we're not going to talk about the hype. We're going to talk about the silence. We're going to explore the 5 great unsolved mysteries of the metaverse, the questions that science, technology, and even our own humanity haven't been able to answer yet. These aren't just technical glitches, they are deep, unsettling questions that cut to the very core of who we are and what we're becoming. So let's start with the most immediate mystery, the grand vision, and why it feels so hollow. We were told the metaverse would be our next daily reality. But take a look around. Platforms like Horizon Worlds, for all the investment, often feel like empty digital malls. Roblox and Fortnite are hugely successful, yes, but are they truly the revolutionary metaverse we were sold, or just incredibly advanced video games? The promise was a seamless, interconnected digital life. The reality is a collection of walled gardens. This is the first haunting mystery. Is this failure simply a matter of better hardware and faster internet, a problem technology will eventually solve? Or have we stumbled upon a more fundamental flaw? A flaw not in the code, but in the concept itself. A gap between the world we want to build and the world we were capable of living in. Are we trying to solve a human problem of connection with a technological solution that only pushes us further apart? The silence from the once booming hype machine is deafening, and it forces us to ask, what if the dream was flawed from the very beginning? This leads us to the second, and perhaps more personal mystery, the identity crisis. Who are you in the metaverse? It sounds like a simple question. You create an avatar, you choose a name, but it's not that simple. As we stand on the precipice of this new era, we have no answer to the problem of a persistent, unified digital self. How do you prove that the you in this game is the same you in that virtual workspace or that social hub without surrendering your identity to a single, all-powerful corporation? It's a technical puzzle, but it hides a deeply emotional and ethical dilemma. Imagine your actions in a virtual space, the choices your avatar makes, suddenly impacting your real-world credit score, your job prospects, your reputation. Where does the game end and reality begin? The lines are blurring, and we have no rules, no framework to navigate it. And then there's the even more unsettling possibility, a new form of digital segregation. Are we building a new caste system where your value as a person is determined by the fidelity of your avatar, the exclusivity of your virtual experiences? A world where the digitally rich live in photorealistic utopias while others are relegated to blocky, low-res ghettos. This isn't just about pixels on a screen, it's about dignity, opportunity, and the very definition of equality in a world we are building with our own hands. From who we are, we spiral into our third mystery, the ethical minefield. This is where the questions become truly terrifying. In a world without physical borders, who holds the power? When harm occurs, not a punch, but a deep psychological wound inflicted through a headset, who is the judge? Who is the police? In a decentralized metaverse, is it the Wild West, a lawless frontier? Or in a centralized one, do we hand over ultimate authority to a corporate entity, a CEO turned digital god who can delete your existence with a single keystroke? Science can't write a universal code of ethics for this. Then there's the data. Every glance, every hesitation, every conversation, every flicker of emotion tracked by your headset, logged and analyzed. It's a surveillance machine of unimaginable scale. What happens to the concept of a private thought, of individual autonomy, when a corporation knows you better than you know yourself? We are staring into a data privacy black hole, and we have no idea what's on the other side. And what does this do to our minds? Neuroscientists are only beginning to grapple with the long-term psychological effects of hyper-realistic immersion. What happens to our perception of reality when the simulation becomes more compelling, more rewarding than the real world? Can we become addicted to a different existence? Can we lose our grip on what's real? These aren't just hypotheticals, they are the ticking time bombs at the heart of the metaverse, and we are building right on top of them. Of course, where there is power and data, there is money. This brings us to our fourth mystery, the economic enigma. We've all heard the stories, people making fortunes on virtual land, on digital art, on NFTs. But is this a sustainable new economy, or the biggest speculative bubble in human history, built on nothing but code and belief? Traditional economic models fall apart here. How do you value a plot of land that doesn't physically exist? Is it the dawn of a new, democratized form of wealth, or a digital casino where the house, the platform owners, always wins? And think about the workforce. Are we creating a new generation of empowered creators, building and selling their digital wares in a global marketplace? Or are we giving birth to a new class of digital serfs, performing menial, repetitive tasks in virtual factories for pennies, their labor fueling the opulence of a select few? This isn't just about crypto charts, it's about the future of work, the dignity of labor, and the distribution of wealth on a global scale. The mystery is whether this new world will break the old cycles of inequality or simply recreate them in a more sophisticated, more insidious form. Will the metaverse be a tool for economic liberation, or will it become the ultimate monument to the gap between the haves and the have-nots, entrenching digital monopolies more powerful than any we've ever seen? This leads us, finally, to the deepest, most existential mystery of all: the final frontier. This is where the technical and ethical questions melt away, leaving us with a single, profound philosophical query. When does the simulation become real? At what point does a digital world inhabited by conscious minds filled with art, culture, love, and loss demand the same moral consideration as our physical world? Is there a tipping point where turning off the server becomes an act of mass destruction? We are blurring the very lines of existence, and we have no philosophical map to guide us. And will this creation unite us? Will it be a single, global Tower of Babel connecting all of humanity? Or, as we see happening with the internet today, will it splinter? Will we see a Chinese metaverse, an American metaverse, a European metaverse, all isolated, competing digital nations, turning this dream of unity into a new frontier for geopolitical conflict? This is the ultimate question, the one that contains all the others. Are we, with all our ingenuity and ambition, building a better world, a digital utopia, to escape the flaws of our own? Or are we just building a more beautiful, more intricate, more inescapable prison? A prison of our own design. A place where humanity, in its eternal quest to transcend its limitations, simply finds a new way to trap itself. The mystery of the metaverse isn't about the technology, it's about us, and whether we can truly escape who we are. These questions don't have easy answers. They are the shadows cast by our brightest ambitions. And as we continue to build this new world, it's crucial that we don't just focus on the code and the graphics, but on the heart and the soul of what we're creating. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If these questions resonate with you, if they make you think and feel, then please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We'll be exploring more of these profound topics together. What do you think is the biggest unsolved mystery of the metaverse? Let me know in the comments below. Stay curious and stay human.